Hi, and welcome again to another edition of Market Analysis for today, September 2nd of 2024. I'm Giovanni Betancourt, analyst, trader, and educator with Vantage Markets. All right, so let's get with it. All right, so we begin the month, September 2nd. We are starting a new week, starting a new month. We also have to remember that today is a holiday, so markets are going to be closed in the United States. Now we're going to be to kind of look at some commodities and what they might be signaling to us. We saw that gold was up during last week and silver and crude oil were down. Copper was up a bit, but had very low volume. It was a very quiet week for copper. This week, we're going to be watching to see which side copper confirms. We do have economic downturn coming. Do we have economic downturn coming? Leaving silver weak, crude and copper weak, and gold potentially strong on rate cuts? Or is it choosing to resume economic strength based on rate cuts, leaving gold stable, copper, crude, and silver all higher? That's going to be sort of the dynamic in the copper markets. And when you look at whether treasuries are hinting in one way or the other, they're really not. If you look at the weekly change in the 2-year, it was down 13 basis points, but we were essentially flat across the rest of the curve. The important thing to look at is that a 2/10 inversion is almost completely flat now. So we're going to be keeping an eye on that as well. Payrolls are coming out this Friday. This is going to be the most critical piece of data. We have an estimate of around 160,000 jobs added, with the unemployment rate dropping to 4.2% from 4.3% and looking for a slight wage increase of 0.1%. So that's going to be the most important piece of data, but there's quite a bit of other data that is also earnings. Next week we'll get 41 companies. This week we'll get 41 companies with over $1 billion in market cap, including Broadcom, Hewlett Packard, DocuSign, Dick's Sporting Goods, Dollar Tree, to name some. All right, in terms of data Monday, today, again, they're going to be closed, but we're getting small, medium-sized business PMIs. This is the August finals figures at its manufacturing figures for Germany, the EU, and the UK. Tomorrow, the same data come for data in the US, along with US ISM manufacturing PMI. On Wednesday, services PMI for Germany, the EU, and the UK. We also have the JOLTS jobs opening report and factory orders in the US. We'll get a Bank of Canada rate decision on Thursday. Obviously also the EU retail sales, ADP private barrels in the US, and ISM services PMI in the US, along of course with the weekly jobless claims. And on Friday, we get the first look at third quarter GDP from the EU, Canadian unemployment data, and of course the non-farm payroll data in the US. And I'll top it off with a speech by Eurofed president, and I'll top it off with that. So let's take a look at what we could probably speculate for tomorrow. Let's just raise our level of resistance. We could just raise that to 20,000 and see if that's going to be a level that is going to be revisited during this week. We're going to use the medium so far right here as a level of probable support for the Nasdaq. Let's take a look at the S&P and let's take a look at their levels. So the S&P is actually right there on the borderline, looking to revisit that high. So let's just use that, and the support is going to be the 50-day moving average. So let's leave those levels there for now. Obviously today again it's going to be low volume. The Dow, we are there. I know we are right there at the all-time highs. So from here on, again, there's not much resistance because it's brand new levels. So I'm just gonna use somewhere around this area, just because right now you're just going to be looking at some, speculating really where those levels might be for the Dow. The Russell, again, also might be doing some nice movement. Let's just use this double bottom here as a level of support and use 2240 as a probable level of resistance for the Russell. Crude oil, let's see if crude oil is going to rebound or will continue to drop. I mean, today we did have a lower fluctuation towards that. So I'm going to use $72 round number, psychological number, just for the sake of it. I'm going to leave the same level of support or resistance for that. Nat Gas, is Nat Gas recovering after doing such a low fluctuation. It almost did reach that low of August 5th. Will it recover it, or will it come down towards it again? So 215 is going to be that level of resistance, and I'm going to be using this level around here. Actually, I'm just going to use this level, almost like a double bottom. So let's see where Nat Gas will go, will recover. Gold is still a safe haven asset. Geopolitical tensions with this scenario about in Israel going in strike, and because of the finding of 6 bodies, 1 being an American, Israeli. So let's see what will happen. The sense will be continue to move to the upside. I'm going to use this triple top here as my level of resistance, and it's real close to an all-time high. So let's see if that will be reached throughout the week. Silver also. Wait a minute. Silver did open with a strong gap down. So this is gonna throw a murky, a curve on our assessment. Let's use the 50-day moving average as our probable level of resistance, and 28 as our support, the psychological. Copper also is trending lower, is pushing lower. So I'm gonna lower that, that to basically somewhere around here, and just use that for resistance. Bitcoin is just trending lower and making lower lows. I'm gonna use the bottom of this Bollinger Band as my probable level of support, and the medium as my resistance. So let's see what will happen with copper, with Bitcoin. Here we go. The euro also just bouncing off the medium. I'm gonna leave the same levels of support and resistance. And then we have the pound. I'm gonna bring down my level of resistance to 132.200. I'm gonna lower my level of support as well, just a bit more around here. Let's see if the direction will be to the upside, and the dollar index, it is fluctuating higher. So 102 and change is gonna be our level of resistance, and 101 our support. So those are the levels for today. Again, it's gonna be a low volume day. Markets are gonna be closed in the United States. So keep that in mind. Have a nice day, and I'll see you tomorrow.